I'm a little bit laid back, Eddie. I'm everything to everybody. I'm a bit of a chameleon. What do? I'd like to think that I inspire and educate.
Yes.
That's what I do. I want to inspire and educate through food and hospitality. Arnie was 6 foot plus. He was intimidating.
Yeah.
He spoke with a Danish accent. Lovely man.
Yeah.
But he'd reach into his pocket and there were two things. He'd throw me the keys. That meant, I don't care that I'm here. You're in charge, Julio.
Yeah.
Move on. And side by side, we had the Chinese air crew 365 days a year in the hotel, in and out. And so we had to run a Chinese restaurant. Therefore, we employed a Chinese chef.
Yes.
So the influence now is the fact that I am traditionally French grounded of the future. You know, the economy is a little tough. So we're after products that are giving you the best bang for your dollar. That can be used in multiple ways. But one must embrace AI. Absolutely must embrace it. It'll run over the top of you and leave you for dead. So grab a hold of it and understand what it can do. But also understand that you are the boss.
Correct.
You need to make that final point.
Welcome to Passion to Profession Season 2. In this episode, we'll be speaking to my guest, Julio Azzarello, Head of Culinary for Gourmand Providores. And Julio, welcome.
Thank you, Eddie. Nice to be here.
Thank you very much, Julio.
I hear we're having a conversation this afternoon.
We're having a bit of a chat about all sorts of things, Julio. So, Julio, if you walked into a room and didn't know you, what do you do and who are you?
I'm a little bit laid back, Eddie. I'm everything to everybody. I'm a bit of a chameleon. What do? I'd like to think that I inspire and educate.
Yes.
That's what I do. I want to inspire and educate through food and hospitality.
And where did the food journey start with you?
Good question. Simple to answer. It started at the age of 4. I used to go shopping with my grandmother. Had my own little basket. And we would go to all the market stalls and pick up bits and pieces of produce. I would go back to the kitchen with Nana.
Interesting.
And I'll put it as politely as I can, I would chop, no matter what it was, put it in a pot and turn it into some mush that my grandfather would eat every night and say, what a wonderful meal that I'd created.
So I guess that's where it shaped you.
That's where it shaped me. What shaped me was the smell of food at night and waking up to the smell of food in the daytime, because grandma, that was her role, that was her life.
What a great food memory.
All nutritionally balanced.
Absolutely. And when did it become serious?
I think it was always serious. But that part of the journey is I went to year 10. I also did an HSC. I knew I was going to cook at a very, very early age, but I fought it all the way. I fought it like you wouldn't believe.
Why did you do that?
Because it was something that was meant to be. And no, you will not tell me what's meant to be. I will discover that I wanted to be an architect.
Oh, really?
And then I thought, law. Yes, law. And then I realized that I was best at commerce. Then one fateful evening, whilst I'm doing my commerce course, I had a couple of friends over for dinner, and they looked at me and went, what do you mean commerce? You know? So that drove me to TAFE, and I tried resisting at TAFE as well. So I didn't go into commercial cookery. I went straight into the Associate Diploma of Hotel Management.
Obviously, at some stage, you were driven back into the kitchen.
Okay. So two teachers tapped me on the shoulder and said, "What are you doing?" That was after my restaurant class, after the cafeteria class.
Yeah.
The fact that I speak fluent French, so I knew kitchen French already
Excellent.
as part of the course. And they tapped me on the shoulder and went, "Mate, you've got to get out of here. You trade." So luckily, by about 1986, I walked out with an associate diploma and a trade cert.
Excellent.
So that was the turning point. Now, let's continue that story, because at some stage you're going to say, "And you entered a kitchen." And I went, "No, I didn't." Because the minute I qualified, I became a cocktail barman. So I was at Bodine's nightclub for 6 months as a cocktail barman. Then my next position, I went to the Oxford on Oxford Street, and I was a waiter.
Front of house.
And I tell you what, that was probably one of the best experiences for service that shaped me for the rest of my life.
Would you say that working front of house gave you an understanding of what happened back of house?
100%.
Yeah.
Especially when this happened.
Yeah.
Especially at the age that I was at and the level of service that was available in those days. My job was to carry a tray of plated meals from the kitchen to where the carpet started. That's it.
That's right. There's more.
Then the head waiter would take those plates off me and serve the table. And I looked at those head waiters and I went, "Look at those guys. Wow. The long white apron, the towel over the arm, the sophistication,
Extremely formal,
the understanding of everything food." And I've always said to myself, a front of house, a good front of house is worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely. And did you have a strong mentor there, front of house? Equally, as I'm going to ask you about the mentor you might have had back of house.
Well, again, the mentor front of house was someone from Riot Tape, which was Peter Howard.
Really?
So, Peter Howard was, quite crucial in my development in that front of house. Not only did we learn how to set a table, fold many napkins in those days.
Absolutely.
But the art of being of service and not being servile.
And for those who don't know Peter Howard,
then it's
famous.
Yeah.
It's crucial.
Yeah. Our first ever TV chef as well.
Yeah. Great
Wonderful
chef.
Wonderful man. So he guided me a lot of that front of house and actually helped me get a couple of jobs along the way. And as far as, that kitchen back of house, it took quite a while to find the mentor that really made a difference. And his name was Arnie Christensen. He was the executive chef at the Wynyard Travel Lodge.
Yes.
And I'd worked my way up through the ranks to become the sous chef. But nevertheless, my real journey, the real journey started there, because Arnie was all about the person. He was all about giving you the opportunity to stand on your own 2 feet, make decisions, make mistakes, back you up.
Was it harder than you expected?
Very much so. It was much harder, and that's simply because of that style. And that style for Arnie was 6 foot plus. He was intimidating.
Yeah.
He spoke with a Danish accent. Lovely man.
Yeah.
But he'd reach into his pocket, and there were two things. He'd throw me the keys. That meant, "I don't care that I'm here. You're in charge, Julio. Move on." And the other one was he'd reach into his pocket and get some PK chewing gum out and throw me a packet of PK gum. That was the code for, I'm not happy with something in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a little bit prickly. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I need you to find it.
And what mistakes do you think taught you the most? Were there?
Oh, yes.
Many? Few?
Yes. There were always mistakes. Probably the biggest mistake was my quick wit. That would get me into trouble more times than not. If you asked me a silly question, I would most suitably respond with a
silly answer.
Yes.
As is the way.
at one stage, someone had said to me, "Chef, you have the sharpest knives in the kitchen because you never use them." And I said, "That is correct. And for that, I won't use them for another 6 months." So making mistakes was a rite of passage growing up. And the mistakes you would make would be that you would try to over-complicate.
Yeah.
You would try to over-please.
Yeah.
And in your fumble to do this, you'd drop a few balls.
Was there a time when you thought, what am I doing here?
Never.
Never. Always enjoyed it?
I love it to this very day.
Fantastic.
Nothing gets me more excited than a good set of mise en place rules.
Yeah.
And off we go. It is there's a lot of stories that could be told about hospitality back of house. You sweat too much, you smell, you don't party with us, you're always working when there's a party on. You're always working night shift and the weekends. And the flip side to that, Ed, is I have eaten at restaurants you could only dream of at 2:00 in the morning with the most famous of chefs on a milk crate.
Yeah.
That you will never get an opportunity.
Very true.
Because you did the day shift and never was the same. You'd start your night shift on a 2:00 shift. You'd get there at 1, you'd work till 10, 10:30. We'd get changed. We'd wash the hoods, do the kitchen. 12:00, we'd get changed. We'd go out. You can go out till 5:00 in the morning. Go home, still get 6-7 hours sleep before you come to the next shift.
Split shifts? Did you work split shifts, as I guess we all did back then?
Absolutely. It was a thing back then, but it was. I was blessed because a lot of my life was spent in hotels.
Yeah.
So international hotels. So split shifts weren't really the done thing.
No.
We had the AM crew, we had the breakfast guys, then we had the lunch guys, and then the crew would come in the evening.
Were there dishes or ingredients or tools that you think about that helped you along the way that you couldn't get past? Were there things that surprised you in your journey when you're working with ingredients that you thought, I can't do without ingredients, I can't do with this type of prep, I can't do with these type of tools? Were there those sort of things that you always carried with you wherever you went to, from stage to stage or kitchen to kitchen?
Yeah, I think there are, and they're probably not as specific as that, but I think you build up a repertoire of experience. You also build up a repertoire of what works and what needs more working on. But I think what I'm trying to actually drill down to is the style of kitchen and operation that you work in has an influence on your eventual style.
Yes.
So
like a dish that might have built you.
Totally. Like a dish that might have built you. Or let's say you were at the Camperdown Travelodge back in the olden days when we had a clay pot restaurant.
Yeah.
And we had some fantastic chefs. And side by side, we had the Chinese air crew 365 days a year in the hotel, in and out. And so we had to run a Chinese restaurant. Therefore, we employed a Chinese chef.
Yes.
So the influence now is the fact that I am traditionally French grounded.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at this guy. And I spent 3.5 years working with James, perfecting intestines and pig's ears and chicken feet and steam buns.
Amazing.
And all the other.
Amazing. Not quite the norm back then, right?
No, not the norm then. To the extent where I would be in charge of the cooking when James was away. So I would step into the role as the Chinese chef. All this leads to, so Julia, what kind of style of food do you think you can cook? What's your thing?
Right.
And I call it Mediterranean. Before I even knew what fusion was, I named it Mediterranean because there was a really good grounding in something like a chestnut puree, ribbon vegetables, but I could put a Peking duck breast on it.
Yeah. before people start to talk about eat and that East meets West.
Exactly.
Yes, you're already doing it.
And that was something that was just amazing. And to be able to, have that in my life so early in my training, it hasn't left, and it's still my passion.
I'm looking at your profession and thinking, what are some of the biggest business or professional lessons that you've learned? Because I'm going to move forward here because you've done so much, Julio, and I know that a lot of people listen to this, know you, I believe, in the chef world or in the food and hospitality industry, but a lot of aspects they don't know about you. And there's the food side, and there's a business side, and you've transcended that very, very well. So would you say that you've managed that balance of the profession, and when did you take it real serious from that profession as a chef to the business side? What you're doing?
As far as being a chef goes, it was always serious. It was always serious, and I would like to think that people around me always believed that we were cutting edge.
Yeah.
We were just that bit ahead of the curve. We were doing things that were multicultural before that became a thing.
Yeah.
And so the transition became quite simple because I had surrounded myself with people that had come on the journey with me.
Yes.
So the transition from in my whites to fruit and veg it was simple because it was just an extension of who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cook it now, but I'm going to show you how to get the best out of it. And that really fits nicely into the role that I play now. Being the head of culinary doesn't involve a dollar sign. That's the last thing we want to talk about.
That's very true.
It's actually business on how to become sustainable.
Yes.
Not just for the environment, but how to run a commercially sustainable business.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from.
And how do you balance creativity and consistency?
That's a really good one. Okay, thank you. So my first answer is don't balance it. Go nuts.
Yeah.
Go nuts. Go creative, go nuts, and then stand back and ask yourself one question. What can I take off that plate?
Yeah.
That's all. Just one thing.
Yeah.
The part of dishing up a meal is knowing where the focus is.
Yes.
Knowing that the protein, if there's a protein on there, is the hero of the dish, or if it's a vegetable type dish, where people are, they're just humans.
Yeah.
We're not the cleverest of them all. You can't put 14 flavors on a plate and expect us to understand.
Well, you know what, Julio? You more than anybody else, because you're quite a well-known judge. All right. You judge a lot of chefs, from apprentices through to senior chefs. So you've seen these plates. Some with too much on the plate.
Absolutely, Eddie.
And some with not enough on a plate.
There's a fine balance to play there. So the balance is timing, just expectation.
Yeah.
Yes, there is food cost, on there as well. But I think it's all about using the right combination of flavors to promote and have punch. Moving forward, guys, this is going to be the most important thing that we're ever going to do. We're going to have to reduce our portion sizes, but give it a bit more punch.
That's right.
So you will be satisfied, satiated before you're too full. And that's going to be the trick of the future. The economy is a little tough. So we're after products that are giving you the best bang for your dollar.
Yeah.
That can be used in multiple ways. And taste different every time you cook them a different way.
Very true. You and I are products of the 60s.
We are.
Right? And so going back to, sounds like the old days, what we used to do. Okay. So when we wanted a recipe, when we wanted to learn something, we get either to the library, to the book that's been collected to see the recipes that were there.
Totally.
So today there's AI around us.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your thought on AI now in the industry with chefs and cooks and hospitality and the ease of being able to get your hands on some of these recipes or ideas. What is the learning curve? And I'm particularly interested because you're a renowned judge now, and you're seeing all these things. You're seeing how somebody used to shape it from the book they read to now from the YouTube they watched. How do you look at that and judge food?
Initially, it's a little bit difficult to come to terms with, but one must embrace AI. Absolutely must embrace it. It'll run over the top of you and leave you for dead. So grab a hold of it and understand what it can do, but also understand that you are the boss.
Correct.
You need to make that final point. It needs to be part of you. Now, unfortunately, entry level when we were growing up would have been learning the sauce tree.
Yes.
Or knowing the 3 varieties of roux.
Yes.
But entry level now could be as high as going into molecular.
Yes.
Which is almost being phased out again because it's just the circle I call is evolution and revolution. It's the same circle. It just gets wider and wider and wider. We evolve.
Yeah, true.
So in saying that, Ed, I think that the book is still mighty because it didn't give you the 3D. It made you work.
Yeah.
You looked at it and went, I think I can do that, and I'll read the recipe and I'll give it my best shot. Yeah. It didn't come with a tutorial on TikTok for 15 minutes.
That's right. And the taste factor, I guess, it still needs a human touch.
It absolutely needs a human touch. But fantastic. All I want everybody to understand is that I can get AI to write a fantastic 3-course menu. I can get AI to cost it for me. I can get AI to actually visualize some photos on it. I can even ask it to use my own ingredients, but it can't cook it. And it can't taste it. And deep down inside, it can't really see it.
That's very true.
So when one is formulating a menu, it's difficult even for a human being because your eyes tell the truth and your brain lies. Work with me here. Your eyes tell the truth and your brain lies.
That's very good.
So your brain says this, I'm going to do a scallop dish with cream corn and a bacon crisp. And your brain's going, this is lovely. Yellow cream corn, golden, a nice brown shard. Love good. But your eyes say to you, mate, that's all brown. That's what AI can't do.
That's right.
You need to physically do it and taste it and look at it and move forward from that. Great starting point.
That's great.
IA could be a great starting point.
Yeah, very true.
You know?
And what would you tell somebody now following this path? They're going to start as an apprentice. They like their food. What would Julio tell them?
I would say, don't be in a hurry.
Yeah, good.
Do your time.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to say to you, spend no more than a couple of years in the one establishment.
Yeah.
Go flip a burger.
Yeah.
Look at a fine dining meal.
Mm-hmm.
Look at a quick serve restaurant again.
Yeah.
Because they're not all built the same. Quality and standards are high. Mm-hmm. Then try an aged healthcare site and become surprised at the level of chef that is required in that site.
Yeah.
I would say to someone, start your apprenticeship with eyes wide open and don't pigeonhole yourself into, I'm going to be a 3-headed chef. Don't do that. Give yourself every opportunity to become everything possible, not one thing only.
And what do you wish somebody told you earlier? Is there anything in particular?
Yeah, Ed, I wish someone had said, suck it up a little bit, Sally. Maybe don't make as much noise as you do. And maybe you still would have been around in a white coat for a little bit longer. But you know, you are the maker, the creator, and the the path of your own destiny. You control that, no matter what people what outside forces may influence you.
Yeah.
There is a point where you can say, I can suck that up,
Yeah.
or I refuse to. I refuse to. It wasn't what I wanted to do. It's still not what I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I work hard.
Yeah.
But with hard work comes awful amount of excitement.
Yes.
And what's the word I'm looking for? I'm grateful.
Yes. Yeah.
What I do and how I do it.
Yes.
It's the best.
Was cooking strong in your household at home?
Always.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was very strong, and
By your mum?
mum also, and dad.
Yeah.
There were division of jobs and cooking techniques. You know?
Yeah.
Mum would make some amazing wet dishes.
Mm.
Dad's pasta, rice, omelette making, out of this world. You know, they had different, and they came together really, really well. And you know, Tracy, you know, she's also brilliant in the kitchen. She doesn't get an opportunity as much because, unfortunately, I'm still a chef and I live my life on mise en place. So yeah, tonight's dinner was planned 2 nights ago. Everything's out, everything's cut, ready to go. So when I step into you know, the kitchen, I know what I'm doing. So I don't really leave enough crack to someone to walk in there and go, oh, I'll do it tonight. You know, and
Well, talk about planning. Do you know I knew your mum?
Yeah.
She was a great planner.
How good is that?
Great lady. She worked for me many, many years ago. And all she did when she came to work was talk about you.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, people don't know that you and I go back a lot further than they first imagine.
Long
time. We had similar pathways, except, you know, at that stage you were in the kitchen in those 80s, and I was still moving through that diploma course.
Yeah. Yes.
You got in there quicker, but we knew each other at Australian. We knew each other at Qantas. We knew each other through Mum, and you know, parking the car at the back of Australian and coming in to say hello was part of the course. You know,
it's a small world, isn't it?
It is a small world. It comes.
I never knew that. One day I was sat in an office talking to your mum, and today I'm sat in the studio talking to you.
Yeah, go figure, eh?
And here we are. So I want to ask you a couple of things.
Yeah.
All right then. If you had to keep one, natural talent, or does discipline always win?
Hey, who's writing these questions for you?
Hey. I've got a great guy who gives me some quick fire questions. Yeah. And I looked down to say, did I write that? I don't think it was me, but it's real.
Yeah.
Natural or talented?
You know what? Talented it will get you so far.
Discipline, should I say?
Talent will get you so far.
Yeah.
Dedication gets you further.
Got another one for you. All right. What matters more in the long run? Creating something new or delivering the same standard every single time?
Consistency is key. But not only consistency being key, you must deliver your customer expectation.
Yes.
That's all. Not your expectation.
Yeah.
You must deliver your customer's expectation.
Is that what brings them back, right?
That's what brings them back. That's exactly right. You know, look at the guest list. Know the names. Know that they've been there before because you've marked them off.
That's right.
And before they come in and they sit down, you walk out of the kitchen and say, Mr. Jones, so good to have you back. You going to try that salmon again? That's what is necessary.
That's what it is. And, you know, in your career, you've done so many things. You really have. I mean, not just a chef and everything you did before you were a chef, and now you're in business, now you're a culinary director and you're doing all sorts of things. Would you say you enjoyed a particular area of the professions? Okay, I'm talking about passion to profession now. Of the professions you've had.
Yeah. There's been a few along the way, and one that we didn't really touch on was that I spent 3.5 years at Le Cordon Bleu.
Absolutely.
So I was a chef lecturer. Yeah. Nothing gave me more of a buzz than that.
Yeah.
Inspire and educate. Yeah. Great words. And then I live by that. And that's one of the things that you will find chefs of our ilk are always talking about leaving something for the next generation.
Yes.
Being able to educate and inspire, giving them something, a base to bounce and spring from. So yeah, that part, that education piece was really strong.
Education is key.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's next for you?
I'm really happy where I am right now. And next is a continuation of now.
Right.
It's just a timeline. It is now all about working smarter, influencing without being pushy.
Yes.
The buzzwords for me at the moment, Eddie, are all about running a sustainable business.
Yes.
And I don't want people to get mixed up by saying Julio is a greenie. Julio the greenie is the end result.
Yes.
The fact of the matter is that if we can run a commercially sustainable business by looking at what produce we bring in, how it's cut, how it's handled, how it's packaged, how it is cooked, what the leftovers on the plate are, refining, looking at everything, we can't help but be friendly to the environment.
Yeah, very true.
But the most important part of that is making sure that your business is around for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It needs to be commercially sustainable.
Very good. Very good.
That's
good. Great to hear. That's great to hear.
Thank you.
I want to ask you something. You're going to invite me around to dinner.
Yes.
What are you going to cook for me?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to take you back a little bit. I would probably do whoever's listening and watching, calm your farm down. I probably want to do a pate en croûte.
Beautiful.
It will probably be a rabbit one.
Yeah.
I would like to do a Cumberland sauce. I would like to do Melba toast. I would like to do cornichons.
Classics.
Because I'd like to go for that classic.
Yes.
I'd like to pull out the little gas burner and do a little Guéridon and maybe do a minute steak. I
want to stop you for one moment.
Yes.
For those who don't know what a Guéridon is,
it's live cooking at your table.
At the trolley, bring the trolley out with the flame.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd love to do a little steak Diane.
Beautiful.
Watching the little brunoise of onions there as you sweat them off, or shallot, and in nice butter. Just something simple like that, because the theatre is in the show. The flavour is in the simplicity.
That's right.
It's not complicated, but it tastes amazing.
Yes.
And, to finish off, there would be a number of things, but again, for me, the simplicity of a real lemongrass, kaffir lime, Bavarois.
Oh.
And I know that I've gone very old and traditional.
I've had a Bavarois in a long, long time.
But that's the dinner party that I'd like to do. The alternative dinner party is that I would make a chocolate oyster shell and fill it with a white chocolate risotto for dessert. For main course, we could do something like a fancy fish, maybe on papillote, something cooked in the oven.
This is a real food journey.
Yeah.
A real food journey.
So there are things that we could do, and I do love going all over the place. And if you called me this afternoon and you said, mate, I'm coming over for dinner, we'd be having a stir fry.
Yeah. Nice.
Mince.
Yeah.
Pork mince.
Yeah. Fantastic.
We do a pork mince stir fry,
Yeah.
Lots of veg.
Yeah.
And then I'd crush in 2-minute noodles into it.
Yeah.
Move it around.
And I'll turn it Sancha Bale.
Perfect. It's exactly right. And we just have real comfort stuff.
I was going to finish by asking you where the passion was. And I think I've just heard it all, exactly where the passion is. And that is a part of this, passion to profession. And it's exactly where you are. And it's been a real pleasure speaking to you, Julio.
Thank you so much.
We've learned an awful lot from beginning to end, right to the dessert.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
It's been a great journey.
Lovely.
And a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Julio.
Bye now.
It's great.